Joining us now is Broadway superstar. That's how I like to think of him. You know, my theater history here. Well, I remember in 1988 seeing Grapes of Wrath. Gary Sinise just popped off the stage, and I remember him so vividly from that performance. You probably know him from his film and television work, of course. Gary Sinise, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, and now, I mean, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of our troops know you as a Lieutenant Band, the lead man from Lieutenant Dan Band, and you are in town for the Memorial Day concert this Sunday. Tell me about this amazing event.
And I'm just here as co-host. Joe Mantegna, an actor buddy of mine, was acting as host of the National Memorial Day concert. He had gotten involved through Charles Durning a few years before, and in 2005 he called me and said they were doing a segment on the USO, and I was playing USO shows out there with my band, so he asked if we would be a part of the USO segment on the show, and I said yeah, and I came in 2005. My band played, and then the following year they asked me to come back as co-host with Joe, and that's what I've been doing since 2006 I started co-hosting with Joe and have been coming back ever since, and that's what I'll be doing on Sunday night.
So you're going to be hosting the concert, and it starts at 8 p.m. on Sunday night for Memorial Day. Tell me about what the feeling is like there. You know, you're standing in the shadow of the Capitol. You've got that great, amazing, swath of humanity in front of you on the South Lawn there. It's got to be stirring.
Oh, it's an incredible setting to be standing on the lawn of the Capitol. We are actually facing the Capitol, so our stage is facing the Capitol. And in between us and the Capitol building are 200 to 250,000 people. So it's very exciting. It's televised on PBS. It's one of PBS's largest audiences of the year. The concert's been going on over 20 years now. I think maybe the 22nd year or something like that. I've been, like I said, been doing it since 2005. Every year we have tremendous singers and performers involved in it. It's a 90-minute tribute to those who have sacrificed in service to our country, who have given their lives, and who continue to sacrifice each and every day for us.
Sounds like it's going to be a great evening, and it's one of those great treasures for anyone who lives in the Washington, D.C. area. It's free. The gates open at 5 o'clock, and it's just one of those things that you got to take advantage of if you live here, because it makes living here so unique. I don't know if a lot, and I don't want to embarrass you, but I don't know if a lot of people realize that you have a pretty arduous schedule as it goes doing CSI New York, and pretty much all of your free time is then devoted for doing events like this for the troops. I mean, it's really quite a commitment that you've made, and I know you're going to say it pales in comparison to their commitment. Our great troops, of course. But tell me what it's like, the constant travel and the constant feedback you're getting from the troops when you do these events.
Yeah, I've been involved with various veterans issues and organizations going back to the 80s. And then in the 90s I got involved with our wounded through the DAV when I played an injured veteran in Forrest Gump. Just part of my life now. It's kind of a calling to be able to give back to them as a real privilege.
Gary Sinise is our guest. He's going to be hosting the Memorial Day concert on the West Lawn of the U.S. Capitol this Sunday at 8 p.m. Gates open at 5 p.m. And Gary, just really quickly, last question. We had Michael Steele on, the former RNC chairman, about a month ago. We were talking about Ashley Judd possibly getting into politics. And I just, offhandedly asked him, anyone in Hollywood you think would be a good candidate going into the future? And without hesitation, he almost cut me off, Gary. He said, Gary Sinise. So I got to ask you, have you ever considered, or would you ever consider running for office someday?
Larry, I wouldn't. It's not, it's not my thing. I advocate for certain things that I believe in, but going to Congress or something like that wouldn't be in my sphere of interest.
In a way, I'm happy to hear that, because you're too good for Congress, Gary Sinise.
Well, I'm not saying that.
No, I am.
Politics is another thing, and I'm getting things done the way I'm doing it right now, so I'm happy with that.
Hey, Gary, thank you so much for joining us, and I really appreciate it this morning, and we really look forward to seeing you there for the Memorial Day concert on Sunday.
My pleasure. Thank you.